Alligator Records harmonica master, great singer, one of the best singers you're ever going to see in the blues world and beyond. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Chris O'Leary.
I am a radio announcer for 88.5 The SoCal Sound in Northridge, Los Angeles. And I play.
Thank you for the spins.
Oh,
they're so greatly appreciated.
Oh yeah, I do. You know, I got a chance to see you last week when you performed, and I really enjoyed it.
Thank you.
And I'd like to ask you a couple of questions about it. Number one, I communicate with Tim at Alligator Records.
Sure.
These guys are my favorite. They keep me attuned to what's going on all the time.
Tim's fantastic. The whole crew over there is fantastic.
Oh, they are. They are. So I always, and you know, I don't have to be coast to promote them. I do it because they have some good stuff.
Yeah.
They know the good stuff.
Yeah.
They've been playing the good stuff for years, and
all my heroes played on Alligator.
yeah.
Cotton and Junior Wells and William
Oh,
Clark,
way
and Rick
back,
Estrin,
way back.
Albert Collins, Hound Dog Taylor. They all played on Alligator. So
You know, I've been trying to count up the years I've been doing it. It's been like almost 40 years, but Alligator was always a part of everything I did during that time.
yeah.
You are
They've been
the
number
greatest.
one for a long time. you
Let's
know?
talk about this new CD that you got.
Sure.
Now, what's the name of it?
The Hard Line.
The Hard Line.
Yeah.
You know, I was thinking the other day, he said he got a new CD. I said, maybe I don't have it. Then I thought.
Now it's the one that came. It's
Yeah.
the newest CD. It's not really new anymore,
But
but
I look back.
it's the latest.
I look back at my stuff and I realized that I played several cuts of your CD. One of my favorites is I Cry at Night. Yeah. You know, do you come up with all these?
I do. I write all my own stuff.
Oh, you're kidding.
Yeah, that one's about. That one's important. I'm a combat veteran. I'm a Marine, and there's an epidemic of veterans committing suicide in this country. PTSD is a real and horrific thing, and that's why I wrote that song. And I mention it just about every night because it doesn't make the news. 22 a day. 22 veterans commit suicide a day in this country.
Because of what has happened to them?
Yeah, because of the memories they have, the trauma that they went through wherever, Afghanistan, Iraq, and they come home and they don't get the care that they need. You know,
They have to fight with the system all the time.
well, they isolate. You know, they isolate themselves. I was lucky. My father was not only a veteran; he was a Green Beret, but he was also, when he got out of the army, he went back to school and was a psychologist. So he saw when I got home, he saw that I was slipping. You know, he saw that I was struggling, and he got me with the right people and on the right meds and in the right group. He got me to the VA. Most guys don't have that. Most guys, they got nothing. They come home.
They have no support.
Yeah. So that's why I wrote that song. It's important, and it doesn't make the news. The politicians don't even talk about it anymore, but it's happening.
You know, I play another one on my show called Lay These Burdens Down.
Yeah.
Now, what's the...
I knew somebody who was leading a double life. You know, he had made some decisions in his life, and he had like two families. You know, yeah.
Oh, you mean bigamy?
They didn't know about each other, and
Yeah,
then it
yeah.
all, and you know, eventually the chickens come home to roost. You know.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So that ended up kind of ugly.
Yeah, it hurt two families.
Well, there's one other that I'd like to talk to you about, because these are the three that I like off the CD and that I will play on the show, and it's called My Fall.
Oh, that's a song that I'm a huge Sonny Boy Williamson song.
Oh yeah, I like Sonny Boy.
Sonny Boy's like
I love Sonny
Rice
Boy.
Miller, Sonny Boy too.
Yeah.
He's like my guy, and him and James Scott and Kim.
Yeah.
And so I just wrote that sort of like Sonny Boy. Sonny Boy is such a great songwriter. He's so way ahead of his time. You know, he tells stories like Too Close Together, where it's about, you know, he had one girl here, but the other one lived too close by. You know, it's sort of like that kind of thing. You know, it was
I
written.
love him.
It was written definitely
Yes,
with a Sonny Boy kind of vibe. You know?
And what's this? The hard line. Why that title?
It's about my choice of songs, and it pays homage a little bit to Wayne Clark, who was also a hero of mine, who was on Alligator. His last Alligator recording was The Hard Way. So me and Bruce Ziegler came up with The Hard Line, as paying homage to Bill Clark, who was one of the greatest harmonica players ever. And it also points to my lyrics being, pretty straightforward.
Well, I know a lot about William Clark. I went to USC. I used to supply the entertainment for a place called Webster's in the place where I lived at USC when I was graduating. And every time I had a hard time getting musicians, I would always go to William Clark.
You Bill?
William Clark was my favorite. He was my favorite. I got involved with him, his family, everything. Him passing was one of the things that hurt me more than anything.
It broke my heart.
Yes. I played William all the time.
I saw him a few times, but I saw him on the last tour.
Oh, I love him.
So I saw where his
Oh,
59
you're
bass
taking me back
his 59 basement was for sale. I think his wife Jeanette was selling it. If I had the money, I would buy it in a heartbeat.
He was
just
so
because it's a piece of
kind.
bill.
He was he was my guy. He would call up his guys and says, "Yeah, we can handle it. We'll take care of it." I said, "Oh, thank you." He pulled me out of so many problems.
He's a monster player.
Oh,
Monster
I love
player.
him.
His
I
tone
love
was
him.
humongous.
I got tapes and videos of him. And,
Really?
yes.
Oh, you have to share some of those
Oh,
with
yes.
me?
Yes.
Yeah, I
Okay.
love Bill Clark.
Yeah, that's
I do.
great. So tell us what's going on now.
We're out on the road. We're going to be wrapping this tour up. We do one more. We do a date tomorrow in Ojai, and we do a date at Humphreys in San Diego, and then we head east to the Mississippi. We drive through the night. I got no one to blame but myself because I booked the band. But we drive through the night. We play the Mississippi Valley Blues Festival in Davenport, Iowa, and then we drive again to New York, and we finish up the tour at my home club at the Falcon in Marlboro, New York, and then I'm done for a couple weeks, and then we head south.
But you don't live there, do you? Don't you
No,
live in Virginia?
I live in Virginia now, but I grew up in New York.
Really?
Yeah, I lived all over the place. I was in the Corps for 7 years, so I was down in Lejeune, and I lived in New Orleans for a while, and I lived in New York, and now I got sick of the winter.
I love a man in uniform, so being a Marine, it doesn't matter what you did. As long as you have a uniform, I'd wait for it. Yeah, and go for it. So how did you get associated with Alligator?
When I got out of the Marine Corps, when I played with this guy, Levon Helm. Levon was the singer and the drummer with the band. I played with him. He's a Rock and Roll Hall of Famer. I played with him for years, and during that time, my voice, I got vocal nose, so I had to quit singing. I stopped playing music for about I didn't want to get the surgery. I didn't have insurance, so 6 months turned into like 7, 8 years, and I needed to get a job. And so I became a cop. I was a federal police officer for about 13 years, and I hated that job. So I was balancing both music and being on the force. And finally I said, you know what? I got a vocal coach. I started picking my keys better. I stopped drinking before, drinking whiskey. I treated my voice better. So I decided, you know what, I had it with this job. I'm going to go back and play music again full time. And the minute I did, the pandemic hit. So I quit my job, went out on one tour, and the world shut down. So I had nothing better to do than to start writing a lot of songs. So I wrote a lot of songs, and right before it hit, we played Chicago, and Bruce Ziegler came out to the gig, and we sort of formed a friendship, and I started sending him songs, one after another, because it's always been a dream of mine to be on Alligator.
Yeah.
You know, and
I love Alligator.
me too.
They have been very, very good to me through the years. I have different artists that I've dealt with, and I had to deal with Alligator, and they have been so kind.
So Bruce, finally, I sent him a whole bunch of songs, and he finally said, "All right, I got it. You can write some songs. Get me 11 that I like, and we'll talk about a record." And like 30 songs later,
Well, you were pumping them out, boy.
I was. I want to be. I think he told me. You win the prize for wanting to be on Alligator the most.
How did you meet Levon?
All right, so
Well, I don't understand the helm thing.
he was the singer. He sang "The Weight." He sang "Up on Cripple Creek." He sang "The Night They Drove Old Dixie Down." "The Shape I'm In," "Ophelia." These are all his songs.
Really?
Yeah. So we were doing me and my guitar player Patty were doing we're just doing a demo, and we knew a guy who was the band's photographer, the band, Levi's band. And he took a copy of my demo and put it in Levon's boombox. And Levon was like, he's from Arkansas. I was like, who the hell are these boys? And George Limbesis was like, well, they're from right across the river. And he's like, the Hudson River? Because, and he was like, yeah. So he came out and he played on the demo. And then he started coming out to gigs. A Rock and Roll Hall of Famer. Just coming out playing drums with us. Then, one night we were sitting at this Mexican, we were a regional band, sitting in a Mexican restaurant.
Where were you?
We were in New York, upstate New York. We would play all around New York, a little bit in Jersey, a little Massachusetts, but not very far. And I got a phone call from his road manager, Butch, and he said, boys, you got to be down here at 1 o'clock tomorrow, sharp, at the barn in Woodstock, New York. He's like, come on down here, things are about to get crazy. So Levon was there, and his wife Sandy and his daughter Amy, and Levon was like, listen, I need you boys to move down to New Orleans. You're going to be the house. Yeah, move. You're going to be the house band at my club on Decatur Street in the French Quarter. So I had to tell that to my soon-to-be wife/ex-wife that we had just bought a house. We had just bought a house. But what I was going to say no to a Rock and Roll Hall of Famer, to my hero, So I was like, honey, I gotta go. And so I moved to New Orleans. I sent all my money back, but I was living in New Orleans. Playing 5 nights a week with Levon on the drums.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, it was, and we got to back up Kenny Neal. We got to back up Marsha Ball. It was fantastic.
Oh, I love Marsha. I love Kenny.
Yeah, it was great. It was great. And I love New Orleans. I couldn't live there now. I don't think my liver could handle it. But back then, I was ready. And that's where I met James Cotton. And
Wow.
We were playing one night, and I knew James because Levon and James were good friends way back. They're both from the same area of Arkansas, right around Memphis. And so Levon's like, Cotton, he knew that Cotton was the reason I played harmonica. So he knew I was a big Cotton player. He said, James is coming tonight, don't be nervous. He's just like you and me. So we were in a hat store called Myers Hat Store on Canal Street. I think it was on Canal. It's in New Orleans. And we're sitting there. I'm looking for a new lid, and my bass player Frankie was like, "Check it out." And it was James, and he was there with his wife Jacqueline, and he saw me. So I was nervous. I don't get nervous easy, but it's James Cotton.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I gotta go up and say something to him. He knows I saw him, and he's gonna be playing with us tonight. So I walked up and I was like, Mr. Cotton, I just gotta say, he's like, either call me Cotton, or call me James.
Yeah, so what do you do? What do you call him?
So he couldn't have been any nicer. And over the years, he took me under his wing. He was a prince. He was. Between him and Levon and Kim was the same way. These guys were, they're my heroes, and they could have been a lot different. Levon was a rock star. There was no airs about him whatsoever. he was as giving with his time and advice. Same with Cotton. You know, the world's a lesser place now that those Cotton and Levon aren't in it. They truly, when Cotton passed away, it broke my heart.
Oh yeah.
He was a giant, literally and figuratively, he was a giant everyman.
You remember when his voice changed? Yeah.
So we're sitting in Arkansas, and we were doing this all-tail arena thing. And James might have been a little high, I don't know. But he's talking, and he's talking about Little Walter, and he's talking about Sonny Boy. And I'm trying to, I'm getting it from the source. And I can barely hear him because of his voice. And I was like, yeah. And it was a party, so it was real. And I wanted to tell everybody to shut the F up, because I'm trying to get this stuff. But yeah, he was telling me about Sonny Boy, because Sonny Boy basically helped raise him. Cotton was.
Oh yeah.
What a guy.
I've got music way back. I've got stuff that I don't think they even transferred into CD form, so it's not even heard of it. So yeah, I'm going to dig some of that out.
When I was a kid, I'm sitting in my room and I'm listening to Kiss. I was like 10 or 11. And my father, who I said he was a Green Beret, there's nobody who tried me with. He walks into my room and said, not in such nice language, turn that off, So I did. And he threw this album on my bed. And the album was Muddy Waters' Hard Again.
Wow.
And he's like, put that on. And I did, and I'm like, Dad, what is this? He's like, give it a chance. And I did, and then I heard Cotton. And that was it, I was done.
Hey, out of all the things we've been talking about,
Yeah.
do you have any good Levon? I mean, just good stories.
Yeah.
Stories that you just haven't told anybody, or you thought was so hilarious.
So Levon was protective of two things in his life: his money and his daughter Amy. If you cross either one of those, good luck. And he was old school. I mean, he carried a pistol wherever he went. He was old school, like Muddy, old school. Yeah, and he had the heater on him all the time. So we were at a club in Alabama, and the place was packed. And there's two guys talking in the audience. And Levon, while Amy, his daughter, was singing, and she's singing, it's her big showcase number, Shake a Hand, right? And they're talking, and you could tell he's getting mad. They're talking while his baby girl is singing, Nobody talks when my baby girl's singing. So he's like, George, our road guy, he's like, George, tell them two MRFers to shut up. Right? So he went over, and they were like, yeah, whatever. So next thing you know, there's no drums. No drums are being played, and I'm like, oh no. And I see him out of my periphery. He's walking by me to the edge of the stage. And we keep playing, there's no drums. And there he is, he's like, fellas, big smile on his face, fellas, come here. And they're like, oh my God, it's Levon Helm, So they come over, and he's like, listen, either shut the F up or get the F out. Right?
Oh boy. There's a song that you've got to explain to us what it was all about, because it's something that only certain people would understand.
Yeah.
Rob's a musician. What does that mean? Rob's a musician.
Musicians on the road, you usually travel around in a big van with out-of-state plates. You might as well have a big sign on the back of that van that says, there's valuable stuff in here, come rob us. So I've gotten robbed. I've gotten robbed 3 times, but I know bands that have gotten robbed a lot more than that. So that song was about a time we got robbed in West Memphis. Levon used to say, hey Chris, ain't nothing good ever gonna happen in West Memphis. And we played everywhere in Arkansas. The
But
one
he
place,
knows about West Memphis.
I think he was robbed in West Memphis. So we never stopped in West Memphis. So I forgot. We played the King Biscuit Blues Festival, and we went and had lunch in West Memphis. And while we were in having lunch, they robbed us blind.
Oh, wow.
Oh yeah, they broke into the van.
bridge.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we called the cops, and the cops were like,
Hey,
We got bigger fish to fry, bro. They not only hit us, they hit a bunch of other places, you know. Oh, yeah.
You know, if you're out there trying to make it like you are right
Yeah.
now, and I mean, you know how guys are trying to get started.
Yeah.
What kind of advice could you give these guys?
A couple things. Be yourself. You know, emulate. Learn the classics. Learn Kyle. Learn Little Walter. You know, learn the classics, but be yourself. You know, find your voice, whether it's songwriting or whether it's your tone, your approach to the instrument. Be you, because this is something I got from an interview with James Harmon. Somebody told him, he's like, "You're never." I don't know who told him. It might have been BB who told him. But he's like, "You're never going to be Willie Walter. You're never going to be Muddy Waters. There's never going to be another Sonny Boy." You know, they had that covered. You got to be you. You know, to make a mark, you have to bring something to the table, not just be a parrot. You know, you got to bring something to the table. Respect the tradition, which I do. Respect the tradition of the blues. You know, I'm not a traditionalist, but I respect the parameters of the music. You know, but be yourself. You know, and Kim Wilson told me the best piece of advice ever when I was just a kid. He said, "Play by the seat of your pants." You know, play like your pants are on fire. Don't play the same thing every night. Play it like your pants are on fire. You know?
I go along with that. Oh, definitely go along with that.
Yeah.
But you know something? I'm gonna ask you a question that I don't know. That I want to know your opinion on it.
Sure.
Okay, where is it going now? The new music. You're talking about new people. We're talking about all the biggies and all the ones that's gone in the past, all of our favorites.
Yeah.
But where is it going now? And do we keep it traditional, or is it going out into?
I think it's in a good place. I mean, have you gone and seen DK Harold?
No.
Go see.
Oh no, I haven't gone to DK Harold, but I have played DK Harold.
See him live.
I have played DK Harold. Oh yes, I got a CD. Yes.
Yeah, Chris Stone,
I played.
Kingfish, and DK, and Matthias Latine, and there's a bunch of new cats who are like, they're killing it.
Yes, they are.
DKs.
Yes, I have played him. Yes, I played him last week. Yes.
So I think it's, you know, they're young African American guys who identify with the music, and they play it like it's new and it's fresh, and they hopefully they'll reach out to.
But is it going to take away that traditional old style blues?
No,
Which
not,
is what
not
I
the way
was-
DK plays it.
Yeah.
No.
Well, I play it. Yes, I do.
Yeah, he like I said, he respects the tradition, but he puts his own stamp on it.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know?
it can't stay the same. It's got to change.
it does.
Everything must change.
It is.
But change it so much that it takes away completely from the blues.
Yeah, you
It
can't
is-
lose the identity.
That scares me.
You know, because then it becomes something else.
Oh,
You know.
oh, you're the greatest. Thank you so much
Sure.
for this interview.
Absolutely.
It's fantastic.
Thank you. Thanks.
This is Ann the Raven, and we're talking to Chris.
We're gonna have a good night tonight.
So Larry, and he's getting ready to go play tonight. So we're saying goodbye from Music You Can See, as well as 88.5, the Soulful Sound.